Hey yo, what up guys? It's your boy Super here, and I've been getting a couple questions on my social media and even on Twitch a little bit about how do I play Call of Duty with adaptive controllers. So instead of trying to explain that, especially in writing, I figured I'd just make a video. So I'm gonna break this video into two parts. The first section is gonna be just how my actual buttons and layouts and the controllers I use. And then the second half is you're gonna see actual gameplay of me playing, with that being implemented from everything I showed you in the first half. There will be timestamps down in the bottom, so you'll be able to skip ahead, or if you want to just see the gameplay, you can go to the gameplay. If you want to know a bit more about how I got my buttons laid out, that'll be in this first section. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is my profile library. This is where I set up all my button assignments. That way I can map the different game buttons to the buttons on the controller where I need it to be. I do have two controllers, one for my left and one for my right. So in my middle button is going to be X. This is what I normally use to jump. Button 1 is going to be square. This is going to be all my reloading and interacting. My L1 I use for throwing like tactical grenades, flashbangs, concussions, and then of course my lethals like Semtex grenades I throw with my right hand. This I really don't use often, but sometimes I actually do use it as a one tap. The way I can actually throw my field upgrade. I can have a one button quick to do it just in case I don't actually get to be able to hit two of them at the same time. Button 5 I have as R2. This is sometimes what I use to hip fire. My pause button, or my start button for PlayStation. So I use this button to actually swap weapons, or plate up if I'm playing zombies, or a game mode like kill order where I actually have to plate up. And then circle on my left hand is also for sliding, diving, getting prone, laying down, things of that sort. And then a thing that's going to make you a little bit tripped out is my left stick is actually mapped to be my right stick. Again, my left hand is the most dominant, so I use that for my aiming and fine tune things I had to be a little bit more precise with. I find it harder to do with my right hand just because it's not as dominant. So I mapped my aiming to my left hand instead, and I have my movement mapped to my right. For clicking, I still use that as my ADS to be able to aim down sight and look at aiming. Usually I have this mapped with toggle. I need to actually put that back on, which is another feature I'm going to show you later on. And that's going to be my left hand setup. Now my right hand is a little bit different. So my right hand, what I actually have set up for my center button is going to be L3. So what that lets me do, most of the time I actually don't use it in game because I always automatically have my sprint just to move forward. I don't actually click it. So the only thing I actually use this for is like for menu things, like when I'm in the start button, or if I need to go to the firing range, things that make you press L3 to do it. I actually don't use this anytime in the actual game except for that reason. But we're going to the first button, which is going to be my R3. So I do have a different button on my R3. This actually helps me do my melee. This is I have set to melee. And there's a different button on the controller itself. With these controllers, there's different buttons you can switch out. So I did switch this one to make it a little bit easier for me to press. My next button is going to be my right D-pad button. This is when I need to call in kill streaks, things like that. This is going to be my touchpad button. This is usually when I'm checking my score. I need to see how many kills I'm at, or if I'm in zombies or whatever, I need to look at the map. This isn't really used too much in game. This is usually when you're trying to do weapon inspects and emotes. And then up and down D-pad. Again, I don't use this often, mostly for emotes in the game. I don't really get to use it much. My L2, I use this to ADS sometimes. I'll switch over to using my left hand for aiming, and then a second hip fire button to have just in case I need to use it on my right hand. It just makes it a lot easier to have those options on both sides, depending on what's happening in the game or what I need to do. Now, again, this is where things get a little bit interesting. So my right stick is actually going to be mapped to my left stick. So this is actually what I run and do all my character movement with is on my right hand, just because again it's not as accurate. And then the stick press, the click button for the analog, this is where things get a little bit different. So I had this map to L2 and R2. You can actually map two buttons to one button, and that goes for every button that you can control. You can actually map two buttons on there if you need. So what I do is I have my ADS button L1 and my firing button R2, and I map them together. That way I can actually ADS and shoot all at the same time. And then because my right hand is also not strong, instead of me actually having to press it and keep it held down, I had this set to toggle. So what I do is I click the button and I ADS and shoot, and then I tap it again when I want to stop shooting. And that's the way it kind of works best for me. I'm able to do it really quickly. So you really can't tell sometimes in my gameplay that I'm actually tapping it twice. It looks more like I'm shooting and letting go when I'm done, because, you know, I've gotten a lot of practice with it. And that's really it. All the other buttons, I don't use any other extensions on either one of the controllers. They're strictly just two of the PlayStation Access controllers. But let's get right into some gameplay and see a little bit of in action of how this actually works out. So here we are in a quick little private match just to show a demonstration of how all the button assignments work. So just for reference, this is my left hand, this is my right hand. So again, all my aiming is done with my left hand, looking left, looking right, up, down, all with my right hand. I crouch, press and circle on this button here, top button. I change weapons, jump, center button. I throw my tacticals with that button. Throw my Semtex with that button. Together or with this button here is where I'll actually use my field upgrade. R2 if I ever need to hit fire. And then my pause button at the top. And then tapping on my left hand, it actually gives me my ADS. Now with my right hand, all my movements with my controller are going to be you know, done with this hand like this. I can hit fire again with my right hand. This is where I can implement both and aim. Hit fire and then aim. Sometimes I do both. Sometimes I just aim if I need to without shooting. Another way I can do it and let go without the toggle. Down D-pad, up pinging,
forget it.
Single fire, auto. Again, I don't really use this too much. I actually press this on accident more than anything. You see how this button comes over my center button? This is actually my melee button. Now hold it for my knife. And also executions are done this way. And then my most important is with my movement button. If I click it, well, I actually got to set the single fire. If I click it, I'm shooting. And then I hit it again and I stop. Hit the shoot, hit again to stop. Square to reload on this side. So I do it that way. That way I can shoot and move at the same time. Slide. So it kind of what it looks like. I need to slide, move, jump. This kind of what it looks like. Slide, move. And that's kind of how my gameplay starts to go. Now, you're seeing a little bit of how the button mapping affects and how I get into my gameplay with it. Let's get into some real games now. You actually get to see exactly how I play and how it looks in real life modes. Finally, get my real guns.
Confirmed. We have our orders. See it through.
And they're all going the other side.
The lead is on.
No!
Clean kill.
Goodness me.
I know you.
It scared me. about to say, how many bullets does this guy eat? In the trailer on the back end. Where'd he go? Lordy.
Grade requesting care package deployment.
Grade authorizing
UAV mission.
UAV established overhead. UAV fuel check 50%. Transfer it, ready for deployment. Mission timeline expired. UAV RTB. Available for delivery.
How that one guy didn't get me?
That's fine. Located shock charge.
Thank you, teammate.
Marking target location. TACOM, get a care package on my location.
Zorro, requesting watchdog helo on my grid.
Stand turret operation.
Sequence established. Requesting recon above.
Watchdog helo fuel.
Cali shock charge.
The UAV.
TACOM, requesting recon overhead.
Send them to Jesus. Okay. Ammo.
How the hell?
Damn. On the street.
Grade requesting watchdog helo above. Driving RCX.
Arrow 2-2, established above. Time.
Thought he was getting that tag, didn't he?
One by.
Target down.
Hostile down.
Guess that makes us even.
I was about to execute him.
Taking effective
Bitch.
fire.
Enemy expired.
Advanced cell.
all honey behind the bush.
Ooh, PlayStation about got me killed.
Feel that? They're about to break. Give them a nudge.
TACOM, I need eyes overhead. Requesting recon box. Deploying RCXD.
That saved you.
All ready.
GG.
Scour the area. Find whatever they're
I know
hiding.
how to do a lot
Yeah,
of things.
31-6.
Losing isn't one of them.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up the video today. I do hope it was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about how I had things set up or how I play this game a little, or you just not understanding about how I did some things, definitely let me know down in the comments. I don't mind remaking the video or making it more clear or just answering some of your questions generally in the comments. I do read all the comments. So definitely go down in the comments if you have any questions. I am going to be making a separate video about a review on the PlayStation Access controllers themselves. I felt the video will be a little bit long trying to explain the game, but then also my feelings about the controllers. So if you're a disabled gamer and you're thinking about getting back into gaming and you want to know if these controllers are for you, I do want to provide some feedback, things you might want to consider before you get them. So that video will be linked in the description, and if it's already uploaded, the card will be popped here. But also, if you guys want to see me make more videos about how I play or just more gameplay, definitely smash that like button and hit the subscribe. It's more of a motivator than you ever know. Just that free support really just goes a long way for me and the channel and helps support the channel grow. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by. And again, thank you for being here.